Hello from Hamburg. Warm welcome to our presentation, SISHIP EcoMAIN Suite, Solutions for Connected Vessels. I am Gunda Starke from Siemens Energy Marine Marketing Department, and I'd like to introduce Mr. Arturs Kupca, Global Business Development Industrial IoT at Arturs, and our Mr. Digitalization Patrick Müller, key expert and product manager at Siemens Energy Marine for the solutions called SISHIP and Sea Navy EcoMAIN Suite. Patrick and Arturs, first of all, give us a brief description of the alliance between Arturs and Siemens.
With pleasure, Gunda. Thank you for the introduction. As to Arturs-Siemens Alliance, the strategic partnership is combining the key competences of both companies. Siemens Marine has a strong competence in the marine industry. Arturs contributes with global capabilities around IoT services for platforms and applications, analytics, artificial intelligence, and cybersecurity. Our reliable long-term relationship is based on significant efforts for research and development, where we develop solutions which are customer business oriented and solve important customer issues.
Yeah, in addition to that, we as well as Siemens and Arturs in our alliance would like to engage as well our customers, meaning that we are searching for dedicated customers where we looking into their problems, work out together solutions to help them with their problems and not to sell things which we have in the pocket, which we think is suitable for the customer. Each customer has their own problems, and therefore it's a key success factor, as we have done this with a couple of customers already, to develop things, applications based on our both expertise and bring the real outcome and the real savings to the customer. This could be fuel saving, this could be maintenance cost, fuel saving as well related to CO2 emissions, to decarbonization, which is all around the world in each industry at the moment a key for success.
Okay, we learned a bit about the benefits for the customers, theoretically. Is there any visible outcome so far for marine industry, Patrick?
Yes, for sure. There is outcomes for the marine industry. As we see the status quo of the situation in the market, as you see here, there is for different customers huge fleets with different types of vessels, etc. And these kind of vessels have a lot of data available, but these data are unused. This is, for example, from the control system of a vessel, but for performance improvements, etc., there is not any system available, or typical-wise not any system available, which collects the data and makes sense out of this data. And I think this could be better with our solution.
To say it simple, we want to get value out of data and improve the operational efficiency of every single vessel, but also of the whole fleet. Analyzing the data, making artificial intelligence algorithms which are solving significant business problems, creating applications which are easy to use by crews or in the headquarters, connecting the different devices, providing the platforms for IoT, and making edge computing where no cloud solutions are possible. We aim to bring our clients significant business benefits. That's our motivation.
Okay, concrete. What is the meaning of the speech from Arturs? On one hand, we have this challenge, what I already introduced. We have a lot of different data sources available on board on vessels. So vessels are, in the end of the day, swimming city with all kind of systems, you know, as well from cities. These systems have different interfaces, different protocols, and all these informations has to be collected in one system. Resulting out of that is that you have a huge data flows, you have to take care about the different ages of the data, etc. And IoT, with the help of Arturs, should be a suitable way to create such a platform on board on a vessel. On one side as well, what we do is that we use the data on board on the vessel to communicate them to a cloud system, which is then helps shoreside, the fleet operator, to increase or to get as well insights of the vessel behavior. In the end of the day, benefits are visibility of all data. Data are the foundation to create applications and enables for further improvements and for further business cases.
As to the overall architecture, we can see two worlds. One which is happening on the vessel, that's the left side of this line which is behind me, and the right side is so-called central onshore optimization or fleet management platform, which is operated, for example, in the headquarters of the operating company. First of all, as to the left side, we use sensors and onboard systems to collect the data, and edge computing, because just of the nature of sailing, the vessels are somewhere in the ocean and there is no possibility for cloud-based solution. So with the help of edge computing and EcoMAIN platform, we gather the data and operate the data, and also integrate so-called back-end systems with the platform to be able to create so-called analytical models and artificial intelligence with our data science teams, and put the applications to enable the usage of the circular algorithms by the crew or by the captain. We depict particular use cases like optimization of auxiliary engine maintenance and usage, or decision support for waste heat recovery system. This enables the vessel to improve the vessel crew to improve the performance of the operation of the vessel, and achieve first significant business benefits through usage of our solution. As to the right part of the picture, the central fleet management system. Here we gather the data of all the vessels to be able to get the transparency of the fleet performance and make such things like vessel benchmarking or remote control of the vessels. Including external data sources like weather or condition in the harbors, there is a possibility to make a lot of different use case based applications out of that and achieve additional business benefits.
Yes, thank you, Arturs. As you see here as well in the background, we show up a little bit the behavior of the system, like we're starting to get the key figures about fuel consumption, route information, equipment statuses, etc. Collect them on board on the vessel and use them as input for data analytics, artificial intelligence algorithms, etc. to analyze the data and bring out the outputs what the crew needs. As already explained, we use weather forecast, sea forecast, harbor condition information, remote diagnostic information from different sources to enrich the data which we get from the vessel, to increase the benefits inside our data pool by using as well analytic tools and find out route optimization, better performance of the whole fleet. This will be done as benefit, or what we can see as benefit here as well, is that we have the real-time visibility of the overall fleet. We can proactive manage the operational cost of the fleet by using the data what we are collecting and analyzing. This will be improved on one hand the fuel consumption, the maintenance costs, etc. Saving fuel brings as well saving CO2 or other emissions to be environmental friendly, and helps our customer to get their goals in 2050 or earlier to be or to operate vessels completely carbon neutral. And as well, with such overview, we can provide as well more safety, more satisfaction of the crew to see the behavior or the insights of other vessels, which will be shared between the other ones. Yeah, as we know why or how we see us, Siemens is typically wise coming from electrification and automation. So what we do normally, we are installing electrical propulsion system, electrical energy systems on board on the vessel and automate them. These systems are typically wise related to be operated safety, but increasing of performance is not in the automation area. And there, again, Arturs comes into the game and helps us to be tangible partner inside of digitalization.
Thank you for that, Patrick. Again, we contribute with edge computing, artificial intelligence, data analytics, and services around IoT, platform-related services, but also application-related services. According to our joint product roadmap, we develop new use cases which are depicting particular customer problems and make our research and development investments into customer-oriented solutions which are co-created together with our clients. That's how we get the reliable digitalization partner, Arturs, together with Siemens Marine.
Okay, a whole bunch of features available, but Patrick, for better understanding, could you please tell us how it works?
Yes, for sure, Gunda. I use now my colleague from Arturs to demonstrate a little bit what is a vessel and how does our solution works. Arturs, if you see here, I have bring with me a vessel, a small model, and if you take it and leave it with you, and here inside this vessel there is some electronical equipment, a minimized EcoMAIN Suite installed. This EcoMAIN Suite have some sensors, special sensors for acceleration, and if you are moving and shaking the vessel a little bit harder, a little bit faster, like heavy sea, you see here in the background, and this is a live view of our fleet management system, where you can see the different sensors which are installed inside the vessels, that they are changing in real time. So here you can see, for example, that the vessel is now operating in heavy seas. So, and if Arturs, you bring back the vessel to the normal sea conditions and put it back to the place where it's located, then the acceleration stops and every line is then more or less flat. And this is exactly what our solution did in real time. we gathering the information on board on the vessel, sending them back to the cloud and visualize them and use the data as well for some data analytics, etc., to make sense out of this solution.
Nice demo, Patrick. But let's switch to the real world. Are there any business-related use cases so far, Arturs?
Yes, indeed, Gunda, and that's why we do that. Let us see the example of waste heat recovery vessel benchmarking. We gather all relevant data on every vessel and send this data to so-called central fleet management platform powered by Mindsphere. As you see here, there are different classes of vessels covering the fleets. And we have here several vessels of the class EEE. And there are just very simple graphs showing transparency of the fleet to the fleet management, where fleet management can evaluate why the performance of the vessels of the same class is different and what are the reasons for these differences. So to make vessel benchmarking.
This kind of system is running on the headquarters screens. What about the systems running on the vessels?
Yes, for sure. There, as we have explained it earlier, have a lot of different applications available, and I will show you now an example which is really running on board on a vessel. So as you can see it here as well, this is front end. By the way, to be installation free, we use web front ends so that we do not need additional hardware on board on the vessel. We just need our edge computer, which has a web server installed and which brings the user front end up to the customer computers, which are anyway installed on board on the vessel. Yeah, what you can see in the background is a huge installation of a 2-shaft line vessel. So 2-shaft line means the vessel has, in the end, 2 propellers. These 2 propellers will be turned by 2 huge diesel engines, and the exhaust gas of these diesel engines will be used to produce additional energy by using the thermal energy and the kinetic energy, which will be converted to steam and will be used in a steam turbine to produce electrical energy. As you understand from my explanation, this is a complex and huge complicated system. And the experts which are developing such systems cannot sail all the time on board on such vessels. So the crew needs some support how to operate the system in a better way, where are efficiency problems and drops inside the system. And this exactly can you see in this presentation, in the UI of the application. On the one hand, we have a REF overview. On the right, we have some details, some KPIs. And what is the real clue on this application? On the right low end, you have something called waste heat recovery advice feedback. So here, give the application, the operator feedback. Where is the problem and what are the countermeasures to come back to a better operation? By the way, a waste heat recovery system could save around 12% of fuel itself, and we are able to increase this by 2 or 3% overall, which is in tons of fuel a lot. And again, saving fuel is saving CO2, and CO2 is one of the critical things in the industry. And it's keen to save such emissions to be environmental friendly. Yes?
Thank you, Patrick, for all your explanations. But what about return on investment? How long is estimated ROE of such a SISHIP EcoMAIN Suite?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Gunda. And let me answer this with a model which we implemented with a key customer and which we see is a total new model how to sell digitalization into the market. What we do is we define together with the customer what are really the outcomes, what is measurable, how many fuel we would like to save. And depends on what the crew or the operator is really saving, we got our benefits from there. So meaning if the operator save 1 ton of fuel and we get then 20%, for example, out of this 1 ton fuel cost as our order intake to us in the end of the day. And this brings the story of an ROI to a totally other perspective, as we always not overshooting the investment of the customer. We always get just a little portion out of the savings of the customer. So, and the platform, the services, etc., what is needed to do so is including of these prices.
That leads us to one last question. How does EcoMAIN Suite fleet management system differ from other available fleet management systems and efficiency tools? Arturs, this is your question.
Thank you, Gunda. So the question about uniqueness, it's actually a very simple one. We combine the key competences of both companies. Siemens Marine is strong in the domain of marine industry, so-called operational technology, and Atos is contributing with the services around IoT, platforms and applications, edge computing, data analytics, and cybersecurity. This is something which differentiates us from the other providers who concentrate on their products and services. We can cover the global scale. That means due to our global capabilities, we can deliver services very quickly using our local teams and cost efficiently.
Thank you, Arturs and Patrick, for your explanations and for the presentation. It was very interesting.
Thank you very much for listening.
And see you soon.